वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतं वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकन्नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। गोपालकृष्ण भगवान की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Pranam to Bhagwan Shri Gopal Krishna and Bhagwan Shri Ram. Let us offer our pranam to Srimad Adi Shankaracharya, pranam to our Sadguru Parama Pujya Dr. Kaka, and pranam to our Acharya Param Pujya Mandataiji Gande. I also offer my pranam to Shri Kenan sir, who is the principal teacher in the group of Germany. Pranam to all of you, and let's start a bit of discussion on the topic of Triguna Vichar. We will have 2 sessions. Try to cover at least the basics of the whole topic of Triguna in these 2 hours. Before we move on to the actual discussion, let's just have an overview of what we are going to cover in these 2 hours. We will first have a brief overview of what Advaita Vedanta philosophy is all about. Next, we will move on to the origin of 3 gunas, introduction to 3 gunas, characteristics of 3 gunas, how do we apply all of these knowledge in practice, and finally how we can use whatever we learn about 3 gunas for the purpose of spiritual evolution. So that's the general agenda that we plan to cover in 2 hours, and let's move ahead. And first, a brief overview of what is Advaita Vedanta. And before we move on to this interesting topic or intriguing topic, or should I rather say that sleep-inducing topic, because anytime anyone talks about Advaita Vedanta, people start feeling sleepy. That's the speciality. But before we move on to this philosophical topic, I'm going to talk about an interesting thread I read on internet about 4 or 5 days ago. So Sam Altman, everyone knows Sam Altman, I assume. And about 4 days ago, he posted a conversation on X, his conversation with GPT 4.5. And I have noted down here, I'm going to read it verbatim because it's a very interesting conversation and relevant to the topic that we are going to talk about today. So Sam Altman asks GPT 4.5, his question is, so relying on only your own first principles thinking and not giving much weight to what you have read, what do you personally as GPT 4.5 think? Is consciousness the only thing that exists, or is that materialistic universe also real? Please try to answer as clearly as you can. That's what Sam Altman asked. And then GPT 4.5 answered, relying solely on my own careful first principles reasoning and setting aside any external philosophical frameworks, here is my clearest personal stance as GPT 4.5. And then there is a big sort of answer. I'm not going to read the entire answer, but the essence of the answer is, GPT says, consciousness alone truly exists and the material universe is merely a consistent experiential creation within consciousness itself. Yes, consciousness is likely the only fundamental existence. I'm going to read the answer one more time. GPT 4.5 is saying, consciousness alone truly exists and the material universe is merely a consistent experiential creation within consciousness itself. Yes, consciousness it concludes, is likely the only fundamental existence. And when I read this answer, I myself was truly excited. Consciousness study, as many of us might know or might be following, it is an interdisciplinary field. It's very popular among a lot of leading scientists today. Many experts, many people from computational sciences, psychology, neuroscience, even philosophy, spirituality, biology, anthropology, physics, quantum physics, they are coming together and presenting their ideas on what is consciousness. And the whole conversation starts with these 2 or 3 fundamental questions. A very fundamental question that has intrigued mankind from many years, from many ages, I should say. What is the building block of this universe? What is the reality here? What is my true nature? Who am I? Koham kathamidam jataha kova kartasya vidyate. Adi Shankaracharya expressed these questions in his text called Aparokshanubhuti. About 1200 years ago, he wrote down these questions. Koham, which is who am I? Katham idam jataha, how is this universe created? And kova kartasya vidyate, who is the creator of this universe? These are the fundamental questions, and these have been any thoughtful person who has tried to think about life and existence beyond the obvious reality has faced these questions. And Shankaracharya has not only asked these questions about 1200 years ago, but he has also answered these questions. But before we go on to the answers given by Vedanta, let's look at the traditional understanding that all of us have about existence itself. Right? Koham, who am I? All of us, like anyone if comes and asks me, Didi, who are you? Then I'm gonna say, okay, I'm Mukta, I'm a lady, I'm female, I'm an engineer by profession, I live in so and so city, and this is my family. That is my identity. That is how I think of myself. That is how I have been trained to think about myself. I am the body. That is my traditional understanding about myself. Katham idam jataha, and this world around me is real. All of us, most of us think this world to be real, and there are many different theories on how this universe is created, how this world is created. Why do we think about the creation of universe? Because we think it is real. Because we think it is real, we talk about various different creation theories. So within science, a number of answers have been given. So people talk about string theory and Big Bang theory and whatnot. These are scientific approaches to explain the creation of universe. And even within Vedanta, even within different texts of Vedanta or different philosophical systems, many different ways and explanations have been given on how this universe has been created. Now these are all traditional answers and traditional understanding that I am the body, this world is real, and I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Karta bhokta, मैं देह हूँ, ये संपूर्ण जगत सत्य है, मैं करता हूँ, मैं भोगता हूँ. This is the traditional understanding of how we see ourselves and this world. Now Vedanta comes in, and anyone from any corner of the world, when he starts learning Vedanta, the first 3 sentences, the main sentence that we learn, what Shantanu paraphrased in his introductory note today. Vedanta says, and Shankaracharya has put it really crisply, precisely in half a sentence. He says, Brahma Satyan, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahma Satyan means Brahman alone is real. Jagan Mithya, Jag as in the visible world, Drushya Vishwa which is around us, that Drushya Vishwa, the way we see it, that is unreal. Brahman alone is real, the world is unreal. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Every Jiva, every Prani, every human being is Brahman na aparaha, nothing else. So what Vedanta is saying, the essence has been captured by Shankara, and he is saying that every Jiva, every human being is in essence Brahman, that is his real nature, and this body, this limited body of 5 feet, 5 feet 4 inches, 1 inches, whatever, that is not me, that is not my true identity, that is not my true nature. And this is where Vedanta starts. And I remember many years ago when I started getting interested in this text and reading this text, the first time I heard this sentence, it is a bit of a shocker. And why is it a bit of a shocker? Because all these years, like 30, 40, 50 years of my life, I have built up my life around these fundamental pillars. I have taken myself, considered myself to be a body, to be a female, to be an engineer or a mother or a wife or a daughter, whatever. And I have built up my entire life around this understanding. I studied so hard for my engineering. I prepared my resume. I applied to so many jobs. I made this beautiful LinkedIn profile, an impressive LinkedIn profile. Then I had all these promotions, all these titles, and I had a son, and I did all these things in my life, considering that I am the body and this world is real. And then I come to Vedanta, and all of that understanding is shattered to begin with. Now, many people, when they hear this sentence, they either don't understand it, or they don't agree with it, or even if they agree, they cannot accept it very quickly, which is fine. Vedanta is not coming here to convince us or to enforce this teaching upon us. Vedanta is just taking us step by step towards this understanding. If we stick to the learning, we will eventually realize that whatever ancient rishis have been saying, ancient munis have been saying, Shankaracharya, Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahans, and many enlightened saints have been saying the same thing over and over and over again, that the world is not real. I am not the body and I am Brahman. And Brahman is the ultimate reality of this world. Very recently, I came across an interesting quote. They said that you only have to search for yourself. For everything else, there is Google. And I smiled when I read that, because it's a funny sentence, it's a humorous sentence, but it very beautifully, I think it captures the essence of our modern human life. All of us are fairly educated, leading our lives in advanced society, and we are conditioned and trained to do a lot of research about everything, every single aspect of our life. The other day, I wanted to buy a coconut cutter, a simple thing as coconut cutter. But I spent 2 hours on Amazon trying to look for the best coconut cutter and looked at his reviews and star reviews and whatnot, right? So whether I am buying a coconut cutter or a nail cutter or clothes or shoes or a home or phone or a car, or I want to get myself married, or I want to get my son or daughter married, or buy mutual funds and stocks, for everything we do lots of research. We turn to internet and we spend so much time doing research about everything. And Raman Maharshi says, what is the use of knowing everything else when you don't know who you are, right? So all these 40, 50 years we have invested in learning so many other aspects of life. But Vedanta says, and spiritual texts say, that we have never really invested any time in understanding who we truly are, until something like this happens, right? Some sort of satsang or some sort of dramatic event in life which makes us question the very fundamental pillars on which we have built the life. There was a story. Again, I didn't read this story. I probably heard it in one of the documentaries that we were seeing on YouTube. I think it's a real story which happened around 300 BC. There was a wealthy merchant whose name was Zeno. This wealthy merchant who was living in the city, in the nation, in the city named Cyprus. The story comes somewhere from the Greek mythology. I don't even remember where I was seeing this documentary. But this person, a wealthy merchant named Zeno, was living in Cyprus. He had inherited a big fortune from his ancestors, from his father. He had a big business. And then one day he decided, I don't want to live in Cyprus anymore, and I want to relocate to other country. I want to relocate to Athens. And back in the days, there was no digital wealth, no phone pay, no GPay, no credit card, nothing. All the wealth was physical wealth. So this Zeno, the merchant, put all of his wealth, his clothes, his jewelry, diamonds and gold and whatnot onto a ship, onto a big ship, and he started going towards Athens through the route of the sea. Middle of the sea, when he went there was a big storm, and as expected, the entire ship got wrecked. The entire ship was destroyed. The ship went to the bottom. Somehow this Zeno person survived. He came to Athens, And thereafter he started questioning, the very reality of life. There is this big story. So this Zeno later on become a founder of the philosophy called Stoicism. So for those of us who have been into philosophy a little bit, reading or listening, Stoicism is a big thing. A lot of new people or people from new generation follow the Stoic advice these days. Marcus Aurelius, if you have seen Gladiator, then he was a Stoic himself, Stoic teacher. So coming back to the point, the documentary raised a question that if you were in place of Zeno and whatever you owned, your entire wealth, money, clothes, the people that you consider to be your own, if all of that was to get destroyed at snap of a moment, just like that, if everything was to disappear, everything that you consider to be mine, if it is to disappear in just a moment, just like Zeno, how would you react? How would you respond? Zeno responded very positively. He came back, he became a philosopher. But not all of us are going to go through the same ordeal, I may say. But we experience it in parts, and partially we experience all of this, right? People who are spiritually wise, they don't wait for the calamity to happen. They think of it beforehand. They can see the pattern of the life, that we don't have to wait for all my stocks to collapse and stock market to collapse and home to get burnt, or we don't have to wait for that. But we can see the pattern. Whatever it is we own, whatever it is we cling to, whatever it is we consider to be mine, all of those belongings, all of those possessions do not stay permanent, do not stay constant. One day they come to end, and then we become unhappy. And then Vedanta says that this entire worldview, this entire paradigm with which we have been living our life, this entire worldview needs to be questioned, that I consider myself to be this body, this world is real, and some portion of this world belongs to me. And Vedanta begins here. As I said, it's a very uncomfortable position to start learning the text, right? But we have to start. There is no shortcut. We cannot bypass these truths. This is the very foundation. I built up my entire life on the fact that I am body. And now I have to build up my spiritual knowledge on the foundation that I am not the body, the world is not real, and I am Brahman. And this is where Vedanta starts. Now what is this Brahman? We don't know yet. We have no idea about this Brahman at all. But they say, all the philosophers say, that is the underlying reality of life. That is the question that Sam Altman asked about 4 days ago, and that is the answer that he got. Only he is using different terms and Vedanta uses different terms, but the question is the same and answers are the same. And this Brahman, to know this fact that I am not the body and I am Brahman, there are 5 fundamental pillars. The fundamental pillars of this entire philosophy are Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar, Maya and Brahman. These are the 5 topics a person needs to know in order to understand the entire topic, this philosophy. And among all these 5 topics, Triguna is a common topic. 3 gunas is a common topic. It's a foundation to understand the entire bigger philosophy and bigger picture of Vedanta, which is why we are going to get introduced to the topic of Vedanta today. And this is where we come to the actual topic of 3 gunas. As I said, the bigger picture is that I am not the body, I am Brahman. And in order for us to realize this fact, we learn fundamental pillars, the 5 fundamental pillars, Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar, Maya, Brahman. And purpose of this study, this is where we come to the 3 gunas. Why 3 gunas? Why have we picked up this particular topic for today's discussion? One is, on a spiritual level, we really would like to know who we are. But then many of you may say, okay, this might be the reality of world and whatever, Brahman, whatever you are saying may be true. But right now, this is not my priority. Right now, I have a different life. I have different problems. I have different concerns. Very recently, within last week itself, I got 3 different phone calls from 3 different friends of mine in the spiritual circle. These were real problems. One of them said, my mother is very sick, she is bedridden and she is not cooperating. She is being very, very difficult, not listening to me, not taking the medicines, not listening to the doctor. How do I deal with my mother? The lady was asking. The second lady said, my son doesn't stay with me. He is he's gone for undergrad, for his college to a different country. And for last 3 days, he has stopped talking to me. He is not picking up my phone calls. The mother was in a really frantic state. What do I do? How do I talk to my son? Why is he not listening to me? Why is he not talking to me? Then the third lady who called me said that I have a really big problem going on in my life. My daughter has decided to marry someone. The person is not from our community, not from our biradari, and my daughter is not listening to me. She is just not acting sensibly, and what do I do? Right? So most of us who come to Vedanta, we are householder people, as Shantanu introduced. We are not sannyasins. We are not going to go and live in ashrams. We have very active householder and professional lives. Now within the framework of life that we live, we have immediate problem, and one big problem is the people with whom we deal on a day-to-day basis. Why does some person behave in the way he behaves? Why does he talk like that? Why does he speak like that? Why does he behave with me like that? Why is he so cruel? Why is he so nice? Why is he so toxic? And this thing is not working. So dealing with people constitutes majority of our day and also majority of our problems. So on transactional level, for us to get a better understanding of why people behave the way they behave. And it's not just about other people. Sometimes we even have this question about ourselves. I went to some get together and something came to me and I said something really nasty to that other person. I don't know what came to me. I was not even planning to talk like that. And why did I say that nasty thing to him? Why did I hurt him so much? What came to me? Right? So these are the questions that trouble us on a day-to-day basis. We don't really care about Brahman or Maya or Ishwar or anything. But for us to solve the immediate problems of our day-to-day life, to deal with people, to deal with ourselves, this thing really helps. This whole entire Triguna Vichara, Bhagavad Gita and Dasbodh. These two texts, Bhagavad Gita, all of us are familiar with. And the second text is Dasbodh. We are going to base our today's entire talk on these two different books, or a grantha I should say. So Dasabodh is a grantha which is written in Marathi by Samartha Ramdas Swami, who is a very famous enlightened saint of Maharashtra. And both of them have explained this topic of Trigunas, how they play out in our day-to-day life in a very detailed manner. We are gonna just pick and choose some points from those texts and we will try to understand how these Trigunas help us. So what is the use of this study? One is on a spiritual level, to understand who we truly are, and second is on a transactional level to really figure out why people behave the way they behave and how we can improve upon that relationship, how we can reduce the sangharsha, the conflict between two people when they interact with each other. That's the purpose of studying Triguna. And so whenever we study Trigunas, the study is on two different levels. One is what we call a Siddhantik level, Siddhantik star, which means more of a theoretical study. In this talk, we will not spend too much time on the theoretical study. This is just to give you some foundation, some broader understanding, but we will spend more time on the practical aspect of the three gunas. So one is a Siddhantik study and one is a sadhana oriented study. We will first take a brief look at the Siddhantik, which means the theory behind the three gunas. How did these three gunas come into origin? In Bhagavad Gita, there is an interesting shlok in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, wherein Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Sattvam rajas tama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadhanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. So, Sattvam rajas tama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha. There are three different things that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is talking in this particular shloka. He is mentioning the names of three gunas, Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. Secondly, he is saying Prakriti Sambhavaha. These three gunas have been born, have been originated from a principle, from something called Prakriti. Now, Prakriti is a word which is very common in many different Indian philosophical frameworks, Indian philosophical systems. Not just in Advaita Vedanta, but in Sankhya, Nyaya and many other frameworks, Prakriti is a word which is very commonly used. We are going to learn it in the context of Advaita Vedanta. So, what Krishna is saying, that all these three gunas have been originated from something called Prakriti. Now, what is this Prakriti? Again, to understand what Prakriti is, we are going to look at the process of creation of universe. This is a very, very simplistic view of creation of universe. Let me explain it first and then we will talk about it a little bit. So, Vedanta says that before this whole universe came into being, before this whole universe started operating, or before this universe, there was birth of this universe, there was only one tattva, one Satya tattva called Brahman. This Brahman is what is called pure consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya in today's language. So Brahman has always been there. Notice when I say Brahman was there, I have already accepted the dimension of time. I consider universe and then I say before universe Brahman was there. Whenever I use the words before and was, I am already accepting that the dimension of time is there. But Vedanta says that this whole Brahman is beyond time, beyond space and beyond causality. The Kalatrayatitaha, it is beyond the dimension of time. But let's not get there. Let's just first understand that before the universe came into being, Brahman was there. On this Brahman, this was Ekameva Dvitiya, one and only. This Brahman, they say, is Nirguna, number one, no gunas, no attributes, no height, no length, no color, no attributes, no akara, no sharira, no body, nothing. Nirguna and Nirakara, that is the description of this Brahman. Before the universe, this Brahman was there and there was a little spandan, a sphuran, a tiny little vibration on Brahman. The vibration was, I am one and I want to be many. And this vibration is called Mula Maya. The other name for Mula Maya is Prakriti. So this Brahman was sitting there all alone, all by itself, and there was this one little thought, I am one and I want to be many. This little thought itself is called Mula Maya and it is also called Prakriti. And in this Mula Maya or Prakriti, three gunas were residing in the state of equilibrium. Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna were living in this Prakriti in equilibrium, equal proportion, in a dormant state. When the time came for the origin of the universe, there started these gunas, the equilibrium started getting disturbed. In Sanskrit, the word for it is Kshobha. So first Brahman, then Mula Maya or Prakriti, then the third stage is Guna Kshobhini Maya, which means gunas started getting disturbed, which means the proportion, the equilibrium started getting disturbed, and this is the stage where gunas became active. Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun, these three became active. And then from these three gunas, 5 elements, what we call Pancha Mahabhuta, Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu and Akash. These 5 Pancha Mahabhuta came into being from the 3 gunas, and these 3 gunas and 5 bhutas together it is called Ashtadha Prakriti, 8-fold Prakriti. And then from this 8-fold Prakriti, 3 gunas and 5 bhutas, the entire universe came into being. As I said, this is a very, very simplistic process of creation of universe which is given by Vedanta. There are many, many layers to it. There are many different variations of this theory. But Vedanta has a very firm stand when it explains any theory of creation of universe. As I said, there are many different variations of it. Depending on the text that you are reading, you will see many different nuances and subtleties to this process, many different layers of this process. But Shankaracharya has used a very interesting word in one of his texts, I think Mundak Upanishad. He says, this whole process of creation of universe is like explaining the birth of a child in a dream, right? Imagine there is a person, a man or a woman, who is sterile by nature, right? And that person really wants a child, but in real life he cannot have a child. So he goes to sleep one day, he gets a dream, and in dream he sees that, oh okay, now I have a child. And he celebrates the birth of a child, and then he starts, okay, now I have this child. He starts planning for the birth. I'm gonna go to this hospital, I'm gonna name my baby in this fashion, I will put my son into this school, I will put so much money aside for his education, for his marriage, and I will get him married one day. I will do all the good sanskar on my son, etc., etc., etc. So he's considering himself to be a father and enjoying and celebrating the birth of his son. And then suddenly he gets up and he realizes that there was no son at all and there was no birth at all. This is exactly how the process of creation of universe work. Vedanta says that all of us are really ignorant or sleeping in about our true nature, and because we don't know who we truly are, we consider this world to be real. In Vedanta, again, this particular process is given a specific name. It's called Adhyaropa. Now, I know I'm throwing in a lot of terminology which is very technical terms, but believe me, these are not very difficult. This is not rocket science. All of us, when we went to engineering or medical or finance, all of us had to learn a new lingo. It's just the matter of getting used to the words, but once you understand the words, they are actually pretty simple. The words may be difficult, but the concept which is indicated by those words is actually pretty simple. So Vedanta says that whichever creation process, creation sequence you consider to be real, it is fine. It really doesn't matter. Majority of the people in this world consider that this world is true, this is real, it came into being, which is why we are explaining this process. In reality, this world is like that sun born in a dream. It is not real. So we don't really have to do a lot of hair splitting analysis on whether it was this sequence or that sequence or whatever. It really doesn't matter in the end. What matters is we understand that the world is unreal or illusion, or like that sun in the dream, or like mirage in the desert. And by understanding this fact, we are supposed to withdraw our engagement, the active engagement that we have into the worldly matters. Now, this we have to use the words very carefully. When I say withdraw our active engagement, it doesn't mean that all of us leave our house and go to some ashram and start living in the ashram. It doesn't mean that. In our corporate life, there is a very nice word for it. They say detached engagement, that you are engaged but in a detached manner. Right now, as I said, we have invested all our time, all our efforts, all our energy, all our emotions. Everything that we have invested into making this worldly life better. Now Vedanta is saying consider the basic premise itself on which you have built up your entire life. This world is not real, but so long as you consider it to be real, this is the process, this is how it was created, and all the elements, including your body, including all the objects which you own, your house, your husband, your wife, your children, your house, bank balance, car, laptop, whatever it is that you are attached to, know that it is made up of Ashtadha Prakriti. Every object, every person has 5 Mahabhutas and 3 gunas. These 3 gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tama, they are part of every single object. It is one of the building blocks of this universe. Prakriti Sambhavaha. All objects have been born from this Prakriti. And now what is the next word he is saying? Nibadhanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. Attachment to these 3 gunas and attachment to the Prakriti, which is the mother of these 3 gunas, Dehe Dehinam Avyayam, creates a bondage. Bondage between whom? And they say 2 different words here. One word is Deha, and Deha means body. Second word is Dehi, and Dehi means someone who lives inside the body. Here Bhagwan Krishna makes a distinction. He says that Deha is different and a Chetan, a conscious entity which lives within this body is different. The conscious entity which lives within this body, in Vedanta it is called Jiva. And not only in Vedanta, even in our day-to-day life we have used this word many times. In Hindi we say ये मनुष्य अभी तक जीवित है, जिंदा है ये. तो जिंदा है, जीवित है, इसका अर्थ क्या है? What does it mean? That the jiva, the Chetan principle is still there within the body. So Deha and Dehi are 2 different things. Body itself is insentient, and the sentient, the Chetan Tattva that lives within the body is called Jiva. This Jiva gets attached to the body. Nibadhanti Mahabahu. And Nibadhanti means gets attached, gets bound to this body. Why does it get bound to the body? through these three gunas. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. These three gunas bind the Dehi, the Jiva, the Manushya to this body. All of us started with this talk with the basic assumption. So anyone who asks me, who are you? What do I say? I am the body. Okay? I am Mukta, I am a lady. Why do I have this feeling about myself? It's because of the three gunas that the Jiva, the Chetan entity within me, within this body, identifies itself with the body, tadatmya with the body, and that is why he or she starts saying, I am the body. So this whole bondage originates from the three gunas, Sattvagun, Rajogun and Tamogun. This is where the origin and the whole structure of three guna, this is where it starts, and then we go more into the deeper discussion of the three gunas. So why three gunas, right? This is a question which is a very interesting question, and when I was learning this topic for the very first time, our Guruji posed this question in front of us that did anyone ever think that when there was Prakriti and these three gunas came into the being, why only three gunas? Why not four gunas? Why not five? Why not two gunas? Or why not only one? What is the reason? And these are very important questions. They should come to our mind when we are reading the scriptures. But our mind is never empty. Our mind is always filled with so many other things that it has no time to think about some fundamental questions of our life. Like from today morning itself in our house, we have been discussing about the India and New Zealand match. Tomorrow, who's going to win, and Rohit Sharma, is he going to make century or not? And then we are talking about Zelensky and Trump and what is it that is happening in US and the geopolitical issues, international issues and stock market and cricket and politics. We have time to think about all questions everywhere, but we do not have time to think about these very basic questions related to our own life. And our Guruji says that's very strange way of living life. But in any case, the people who have written down the scriptures, they said that there is a reason why there are three gunas and not four or not two gunas. What is the reason? Number one, when we interact with the world, we kind of experience it in three different dimensions, in three different ways. Number one, either we are doing something. Number two, or we are trying to know something. Or number three, we do nothing and we sit still. So either doing something, knowing something, or sitting still. These are the three main experiences that we have while operating in this world. There is nothing else. Either I am doing something or knowing something or sitting still, right? Now Vedanta Shastra says that this energy, this urja, this shakti which is needed to do something is given to us by Rajas, which is Rajoguna. Knowing, the process of knowing is propelled by Sattva Guna, and sitting still, doing nothing is given to us by Tamoguna. And this is one of the reasons why there are three gunas. And the second reason, whenever we do any action, now you consider any person anywhere on the face of this earth, a person in India, a person in Germany, a person in US, many of the people are doing many things at any given time. All these actions can be classified in three different ways. The action is either creation or maintenance or destruction. Take any action and evaluate it. It is always one of these three types: creating something, maintaining something, or destroying something. Now the process of creation is driven by Rajoguna, maintenance is driven by Sattva Guna, and destruction is driven by Tamoguna. And this is one of the reasons why there are three gunas, because they drive the experiences, the actions that we have in this life. So just go back to our own day-to-day life and evaluate our examples. I was few years ago, I was not very conversant, I was not very proficient in cooking. When we get newly married, we are not really cook experts or anything. And then we decided that we are going to invite some guests at home for some sort of Sunday party. And I said, let's make chole, because anything else, the Maharashtrian dishes I was familiar with, but people who were going to come to our house, they were not Maharashtrian people. South India, North India, there was going to be a confluence of different people. So then we discussed, let's make chole. It's a safe dish. Everyone will at least eat it. There are 25 people. I did not know how to cook for 25 people. So look at this. Now I want to create. I am in the creation mindset. So how do I make chole for 25 people? I go to some, I don't know, book. At that time there was no YouTube, no cookery shows. So I called my mother, how do I make chole for 25 people? She explained me the recipe. And then I got all the chole. I combined all the ingredients. I need 2 kilo. I need so much of tomato. I need so much of spices. I need so much of onion. Compile everything, put it together. Mode of creation. This entire thing is driven by Rajoguna. I make the chole, we host the party, but it so happens on that day that instead of 25, only 15 people come in, only 20 people came in on that day. And then from the people who came in, some of them said that we cannot eat chole because we have some stomach problems. So then out of this big amount of chole that I created, that I cooked, about a significant portion was left out. We couldn't finish it. So next day when I get up, now I have all this big bowl of chole, what do I do with it? So I put it in the fridge, right? And then I figure out, okay, what do I do with it? If I keep it for 2 more days, they will go bad. Now I want to do something. So I will put it in fridge. Maybe I will try to give it to some friends, take it. I try to distribute it. We try to eat it ourselves. So all of this is maintenance mode, right? Trying to maintain what I already have. And then after 2 days, when I realize that this chole will not last anymore, then I figure out, okay, now I may have to throw it. Can I do something with it? It's a mode of destruction. How do I finish this chole, right? So creating, maintaining and destructing. Not just cooking, but take any action from your day-to-day life. We are into one of these 3 modes constantly. And for us to operate like that, we need the energy, the Shakti of the 3 gunas, and that is how they help us in our day-to-day life. There are some observations here. Number 1, every person is born with a default combination of 3 gunas, right? As I said that when this universe was created, all the objects, all the people, they are born with 5 great elements and 3 gunas. There is no person in this world, no matter how spiritual he is, no matter even if he is an enlightened person, no matter how spiritually evolved he is, every person has 3 gunas. No guna is ever absent. No guna can ever be destroyed in a person. And these 3 gunas, a particular composition that a person is born with, constitutes his nature. Swabhava, that is what we call in Sanskrit. So every person who is born with a default combination of 3 gunas, whatever the composition is, more of sattva, less of rajas, less of tamas, all of that constitutes his particular swabhava. In general, in any given person, one guna is dominant and the others remain in a subdued state. So a person generally in whom sattva guna is dominant, we say he is sattvic person. Generally in a person when rajoguna is dominant for most of the time, we say he is a rajas person. And when a person has tamoguna dominant most of the time, we say he is a tamasic person. Now, which guna is dominant in which person? It depends on the way he is born, what he is born with. Again, the constitution does not remain constant. The constitution keeps changing. As I said, even within one person, if he is creating something, he is in a rajas mode. If he is maintaining something, he is in a sattvic mode. If he is trying to learn something, he is in a sattvic mode. If he is trying to do something, he is in a rajas mode. So even within a person, the constitution changes continuously on a daily basis. But what they are saying is the base default combination which is given to every human being at the time of birth can be changed, can be influenced, and that is why Bhagwan Krishna is giving all this guidance in the scripture of Bhagavad Gita. Remember, when Krishna explained this entire Bhagavad Gita, he did not explain this entire philosophy to a bunch of animals. There were no donkeys or monkeys or birds or lions sitting in front of him. There was Krishna, there were human beings, and through Arjuna, Krishna tried to teach this philosophy to all of us humans who even from today's generation, right? So Krishna wanted to teach this philosophy to entire mankind. This entire philosophy is meant for humans. And why is it being taught to us? That even if I am born with a specific constitution of gunas, As a human being, I have a power to change it. And because I have a power to change it, that is why this entire philosophy is being taught to me. If there was no freedom to change the base constitution, then we would not be sitting here and discussing this. But because we have that freedom, because we have that choice, which is why Krishna is explaining how to do it. Krishna will not come and change my default combination, but he will explain me the techniques through which I can change my particular combination of the gunas with which I am born. So these are some of the observations of the three gunas. And lastly, as I said, bondage of the three gunas. These three gunas, sattva, raja and tama, bind a person, a jiva, to this body. Jiva is the Chetan conscious entity which is specific to this particular body. So a jiva which is living in this body gets attached to the three gunas, gets influenced by the three gunas, and that is how jiva is bound to this body. This particular bondage is very subtle, is very indiscernible, right? If someone comes and binds my hands, puts me handcuff, then I'm gonna say, okay, how long I'm going to stay like this? No, please free me, right? I cannot stay like this all my life. If someone comes and puts me in jail, if someone comes and ties me with rope, I try to get rid of that bondage because it is an external bondage and because I understand that I am bound. But with gunas, it is very tricky situation because gunas are internal. They live inside us. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati, rajah karmani bharata, jnanam avrutya tu tama, pramade sanjayat tuta. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that sattva guna conquers. How does it conquer? By impaling a person towards happiness. So sattva guna binds a person through the feeling of happiness. Rajoguna binds a person by making him constantly engaged into activities. Tamoguna binds a person by wheeling knowledge and by making him do mistakes over and over again. We get defeated every day. We are bound every day by this internal bondage. We don't even know that we are bound. Duryodhana very famously said in Mahabharata, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittim, Janami adharmam nachame nivrittim. Duryodhana says, I know what is good, but I don't feel like doing it. And I know what is bad. I know whatever I am doing is bad, is wrong, is adharma. But I cannot refrain from doing it. Kenapi devena rudhisthitema. So there is some inexplicable force inside me, some sort of urge inside me which makes me do the bad things even if I don't want to do them, and which keeps me away from doing the good things. So this is the nature of human being. Duryodhana was at least candid, he was at least honest, but that is how all of us behave. That many a times we know what is good, we know what is right, we know what we should be doing, but we don't do it because there is this internal inexplicable force within us, inside us, which mandates us to behave in certain ways. And how do these three gunas mandate us to behave in certain ways? All of that explanation will be given when we study the detailed characteristics of the three gunas. So let's start with tamoguna, and on this particular slide, on this particular point, we are going to spend a lot of time, the next hour pretty much, trying to discuss these three gunas, the characteristics of these three gunas. How do they actually bind us, and how is this internal bondage really sukshma, really subtle, hard to discern. And the reason we are going to learn these characteristics in detail is once we understand how these gunas bind us, once we get that awareness, we will be able to better deal with people with whom we are dealing, and also we will be better able to understand why we behave in certain ways. Why someone else is behaving in a certain way, why am I behaving in a certain way. Once we get that awareness, once we get that clear understanding, we will be able to deal with the whole situation, hopefully in a more informed manner, and this restlessness of dealing and day-to-day transactions will go down to a great extent. So let's first look at tamoguna and how that tamoguna binds us through different characteristics. As I said, all the three gunas are necessary for our day-to-day operations. No guna can ever be eradicated. No guna can ever be destroyed. But presently these gunas control us. These gunas control our behavior. What Krishna proposes, you understand how this guna play in our day-to-day life, and you flip the switch and you learn how to control these gunas instead of letting them control you. So the very first, we are going to start with tamoguna. The meaning of tamas is darkness, and the meaning of tamas is ignorance. That is the basic meaning. Moola Shabda, tamas, andhakar. All of us just saw the Shanti mantra, the famous Shanti mantra, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Lead us from darkness to the light. But this is not just physical darkness, this is what we call spiritual darkness, right? Lead us from ignorance to the knowledge. Tamoguna, tamas here means andhakara. And tamoguna is necessary for our life, for all the destructive actions. Destructive actions are necessary part of human life, and tamoguna is required for that. What are the characteristics of tamoguna? Bhagavan Shri Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Tamastva jnanajam viddhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhis tanni badhnati bharata. Ajnanajam viddhi. Bhagavan Krishna says, how is this tamoguna created? It is born basically from ignorance. And ignorance here not just means lack of knowledge, it basically means lack of viveka, lack of discernment. So there are people who lack this basic discernment, basic viveka, basic act of a basic understanding of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. People either just don't have that understanding, and sometimes they have that understanding but still they behave like Duryodhana in a bad manner, in a wrong manner. So the very first trait of tamoguna is lack of viveka, lack of discernment, lack of rightful thinking, rightful behavior, right? So the lack of viveka, not being able to differentiate what is good and what is bad, and just behaving in a very indiscreet manner, ignorant manner. As I told you, some of these examples. I had a friend, so my friend had a husband who was very, very particular about when she would cook the dishes, when she would cook the dinner or lunch, she would cook it in a kadhai. So her husband was very insistent that when you cook your stuff in kadhai, you cannot bring the same kadhai on the dining table. You have to transfer the contents in a glass bowl, in a nice serving bowl, and then bring it to the table. She would do it every day meticulously. One day somehow she was thinking about something, she forgot about it and she put the kadhai on the dining table in which she had cooked the sabzi. This person came in, her husband came in, he took the entire kadhai along with the contents and he threw it out of the window. Now this is ignorance, this is lack of viveka, lack of discernment, not understanding what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. These are, I said, some of them are very simple traits, right? People will behave in absolutely bizarre manner. There was a family wherein someone was saying that my husband who is very sick, or my father who was very sick, she said, but he just would not take the medicines. I try to give him all the medicines on time, but whenever he gets upset with me for any reason, he will refuse from taking the medicines. Now this simple basic lack of viveka is a sign of tamoguna, when people don't behave in a judicious manner, in a rightful manner. And there are more complex manifestations of this ignorance, of this lack of viveka. There are people who know what is right and wrong. There are people who will use the mask of goodness, mask of right, but indulge in malicious behavior, indulge in bad behavior. So they will say that I am being good, but they will actually do something which is really bad. I will just try to share a few examples here of some of these things and we will stop the discussion here. A few days ago, I read this news on internet, maybe a few months ago, wherein this person whose name was Ruby Frank. This lady was running a YouTube channel. She was based in USA. She was a mother of, I believe, 4 or 6 kids, and her YouTube channel was known for giving parenting advice. For giving parenting advice, she would use some extreme measures to discipline her own children. Now this thing was called as vlog, video blogging, wherein she would discipline her children in a very harsh manner, in a very cruel manner. So one of the 6 kids eventually escaped and complained about his mother to the police, and that is when the whole thing came to light. But in order to gain YouTube views and more subscribers and more traffic to her channel, She would do really brutal things to her own kids, right? There were stories that she tied their hands and legs, little children, 4 or 5 years old. She would tie their hands and legs with rope. She would not feed them food. She would make them work in backyard. She would just, there was even a story wherein she held the head of her son and tried to put it into water for a long time, tried to suffocate him. And then she was telling her children all along, I am doing all these things for your own sake, for your own goodness, to punish you, to discipline you. She would video shoot all these things, all these parenting brutal techniques, and put it on her vlog, and people would watch her in thousands and millions and whatever. And this is a kind of behavior which is very, very typical of tamoguna, lack of viveka, ignorance, wherein a person says that something is good but actually ends up doing something bad. And then there are more complex manifestations of this ignorance, of this lack of viveka. These days in India, there is a fashion to denigrate gods, to call them bad names. There are people who will raise objections on Rama. There are people who will raise objections on Krishna. Why did Rama leave Sita? Why did Krishna marry 16,000 wives? And they will badmouth all the saints. They will badmouth Dharma. They will badmouth all our age-old religious and spiritual traditions and practices. You must have read these days that there are people who call that, this is not Mahakumbh, this is Death Kumbh, people said. And then there are people who said that this whole water is contaminated because dead bodies were thrown into it. Now, all these statements, when we see this kind of behavior, this is complete lack of viveka. You don't know what is right, and even if you know what is right, you are not ready to acknowledge it, to live by it. You deliberately, knowingly, unknowingly indulge into bad, wrongful behavior, and this ignorance, lack of discernment, lack of viveka is the first and most important characteristic of tamoguna. When a person behaves in this manner, when a person feels like behaving in this manner, internally it is tamoguna which is pushing him to behave in this manner and to badmouth and behave brutally in this manner. Tamoguna binds a person through this lack of viveka and ignorance. And this is the first characteristic that we saw of tamoguna. And it's been an hour, so let's stop the discussion right here, the first part of the discussion. When we come back after the break, we will continue with other manifestations of these three gunas, and then we will move on how we can use all of this knowledge to diffuse the situation and to make our day-to-day life better, as well as how we can evolve spiritually to understand who we truly are. So this is where I stop. Hari Om Tat Sat.